Good morning. I'm going to work a couple of problems for students to help you solve some or to complete some stoichiometric calculations, including moles to moles, moles to grams, and grams to grams for chemistry. So what I'm going to do to help you out here is I'm going to put the chemical equation up here. This is already balanced for us, so we don't need to balance it. And then I'm going to ask 3 questions and solve 3 problems that show you how to do all those steps. We'll also be using a flow chart, which you can see right here, which you all have, to solve these problems. So use this as a guide to help you out if you don't know how to do it or you get stuck. Okay, so the first question we're going to ask is how many moles of hydrofluoric acid are needed to react with 0.3 moles of sodium silicate? Okay, so how many moles of hydrofluoric acid are needed to react with 0.3 moles of sodium silicate? So we're going to be going, if you look at your flow chart, from the 0.3 moles of sodium silicate to the hydrofluoric acid, moles of hydrofluoric acid. So on your flow chart, there's only one stop. So you start at moles of A, which is the sodium silicate. You're going to stop at moles of hydrofluoric acid. So when you do that, you only need one T-chart. And then you put whatever you're given in the top left corner. So you're given 0.300 moles of sodium silicate. And now, if you look at your chart again, you're going from moles of one thing, one chemical, to moles of another, which means you have to convert the moles of sodium silicate to the moles of hydrofluoric acid using the molar ratios of these two compounds from your chemical equation. Okay, so you're supposed to use the mole ratio of B to A, B meaning what you end up with, A meaning what you start with. And if you do that, up here we will have moles of hydrofluoric acid. Down here we will have moles of sodium. Okay. And you know this is A because it's also what's in here. It's what's given, what you're starting with. This is what you're ending with based on the question that's being asked. Then all you do is you look at your balanced equation and you ask, what are the molar ratios? So how many moles of hydrofluoric acid are there in our chemical equation? We can look right here and you can see there's 8. Okay, so we put 8. If we look for sodium silicate, we look right here, and in front of it there's no number, so that means that we assume it to be 1. Okay? So this is what you should look like before you do any calculations. Once you get to this step, all you do is multiply the top and then divide by the bottom. So you get 0.3 times 8, which is 2.4, and then you divide by 1, so what you end up with is 2.4, and our units, because these will cancel out, that cancels out with this, will be moles of hydrofluoric acid. So your answer in this case for this type of problem is the moles of 2.4 moles of hydrofluoric acid. I do want to point out there is only one stop, so you only have one T-chart here. When we start converting moles to grams or grams to grams, you're going to have multiple T-charts. So this is our easiest, most straightforward conversion that you'll deal with.